Hello there.
Hello there.
I hope you're enjoying your little slurp of tea.
I was, thank you.
Welcome to What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die? My name's Jamie.
And I'm Shaun.
And we are doing our Corellian Chinwag.
Corellian Chinwag.
This is our little weekly Friday catch-up that we record on a Monday.
Recorded on Monday.
Secrets.
Sourced out on Friday.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Although there is a chance that that time window will narrow in the coming months due to holidays and whatever. But we will see.
See how it goes.
Got some plans for that. Anyway, this is where we have a little catch up. We see what we've been up to and talk a little bit of smack and cheese.
Very nice.
So,
very nice.
You've got a burning topic.
I have got a burning topic.
Hopefully it's not mouth burning.
It's not going to be mouth burning because we're going to talk about a lovely cup of brew.
A cup of char.
Cup of char. A tea.
An Encott.
A Rosie Lee.
Cup of builders.
Cup of builders. Oh, I don't know about builders.
Well,
some people like it builders, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to have a little chinwag about a nice cup of tea because we talked about this the other week, didn't we? And it was how to make a cup of tea.
Yeah, tea making 101.
Tea making 101. We are obviously British.
Yeah.
We love a good cup of tea. We both don't have any sugar.
No, because we are sweet enough.
We are sweet enough. No thanks, Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
No, thank you, Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
Now, if you can message in with what film that's from,
yeah,
you'll get a nice little thumbs up from me.
Good.
Yeah.
It's an easy one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, if you don't know it, then you'll find out soon enough. But yeah, so we spoke about the other week because we've all seen videos of other countries making tea.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. A lot of countries don't actually use kettles, which is fine. Or milk going in first for certain reasons. There are exemptions here to putting the milk in first, depending on what blend of tea you drink, because you don't want the water to burn the tea leaves as it goes in.
Okay.
But we're not talking about, expensive Waitrose-esque,
Fancy.
lemongrass and ginger potpourri tea. We're talking about a traditional
English
Yorkshire brew.
English breakfast.
English breakfast-esque
Yes.
tea time. Yeah. So, for starters, you never put the milk in first.
No.
Which is what we've seen a lot of videos of, and it riles me.
Yeah. There are arguments for milk in first.
They're wrong.
But let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning of tea.
So first things first, you've got to choose your mug, your vessel.
Yeah.
It's got to be a mug.
It's got to be a mug. You can have a china mug, but the differences with a china mug is A, there's less in there, and B, you don't have the tea as hot as we do in a mug.
And also, it's got to come from a teapot.
That's right, which I do love, by the way.
Yes.
If I could have a teapot any day of the week, I would.
Yes.
I just don't own one at the moment.
You'd have to commit to drinking a lot of tea if you sat at home by yourself.
With a teapot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's doable, people. I've done it.
Yeah, you can. I suppose you can get small teapots.
But yeah. So just get that out of the way first of all. Teapot is a lovely thing.
So we'll come back to teapots in a minute. So you've got your mug.
Favourite mug.
And you will have a favourite mug. Next thing, you've got to choose the right brand of tea, haven't you?
You have, yeah. Now people will argue with us about this. I'm sure of it.
Yes, they will. And I'd like to point out that anybody who wants to argue is wrong. Your opinion is invalid.
But we also do want you to get in touch.
Please get in touch. We'd love to have an argument with you.
Yeah. Because there's only one tea bag for me.
Yes. Ultimately, widely available, there is only one.
Yeah.
There are others which I will accept.
Yeah.
But they are actually local and not easy to find down here.
Right. That's right.
So, we would both choose
Yorkshire tea.
Yorkshire tea. It has to be. It's the best.
Because you do it for Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Sean Bean Styles.
For Yorkshire.
Do it for Yorkshire. Yeah. That is the tea bag for me. I have never used to drink it much when I was growing up because the availability of me not doing the shopping because I was a youngster.
Yeah, if you're not choosing, You can't be fussy.
Yeah, but now I'm sort of a grown man doing my own shopping every time.
Now you are sans parents.
I'm what you call sans parents.
That's it. Yeah, you know, Yorkshire tea for me. Yeah, I just think a brew's lovely.
Yes, oh, it does. And one of the problems I get with the other brands
Yeah.
is they come out weak, don't they?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how long you brew them for, because if you brew them for too long, they get the scuzz on top. But you still haven't got the flavour of a Yorkshire tea bag,
No.
which doesn't need brewing for, say, 5 straight minutes to get scuzzy.
Yeah.
It has a really nice sort of... You can pour the water in the mug with the tea bag in, go for a quick wee, and then it's ready.
It's done, yeah.
You don't have to stand there and watch it,
Yeah.
you know?
The alternative tea bag that I would choose is from a company called Ringtons, which are available in the north.
Ringtons.
Ringtons, and you might be able to get them delivered down here.
I think you can get them in the over posh garden centre near us.
Oh, okay. Well,
Unless there's another one with a very similar name, which I have actually had.
so their tea bags are 2-cup tea bags.
2 cuppers.
Yes, and that's why they're so good, because you have one in 1 cup.
Yeah.
Because if you only have half of that, it's not going to be that good.
No.
We like a strong... I think what you need is a strong base flavour,
Yeah.
and then you add the milk to taste,
To just bring it back to earth a little bit.
to mellow it.
Yeah. That's why they say builder's tea. They have it really strong because they have it quick, and it just gets chucked down their neck. But they, you have to take that almost bitterness with the splash of milk that you have.
Yeah,
But they're hard-working men. They need it quick. They need it there and then.
That's
why
right.
you boil the kettle, leave the tea bag in so it just burns and gets all horrible. But the splash of milk just helps you get it down because you need a drink quick.
Now, next thing you need to do, obviously you need to boil the kettle. Now you're talking about not burning the tea leaves. However, I am going to disagree with you on this point, because tea needs to be in boiling water. And the trick to getting a really good brew out of it is, once the kettle is finished boiling, leave it 6 seconds, because it's still got residual heat.
But this is what I mean. You don't want to pour it in while it's still bubbling.
Oh, if it's still bubbling, then
yeah, this is what I mean. You got to let it stop bubbling, and then
that extra 6 seconds actually helps still raise the temperature of the water, so it's even higher temperature. It's not bubbling anymore because it's not actively.
It's not actively boiling.
Heating,
yeah.
And then you pour it straight on.
Oh, okay. I don't let it sit for ages. I just don't. There's some tea bags which you don't want to pour it on that hot. Obviously, Yorkshire tea, yeah. So I let the bubbling finish, then I pour it in, because I like hearing the little
Yeah.
from me mug. But yeah, some tea bags don't need it that hot. That's all I was trying to say.
And this is also why you wouldn't put the milk in first.
Because it cools the water down too much.
Yes. And it reduces the temperature of the leaves, so when the hot water hits it, it's actually not getting it at full temperature, so it can't brew properly. There is a counter argument for milk going in first, though, for balance. And I disagree with this, but this is what I've heard. When you put the milk in first and then you add the water, what you do is it creates an emulsion.
Right.
Which is then supposed to increase the smoothness, I suppose, of the tea, of the flavour itself. But it'll never be quite hot enough to get a really nice... For me, it wouldn't get a nice enough... a good enough strength out of it to make it tasty. But it will make it a smoother cup of tea.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Arguably, maybe. And then you do have to look into like the proteins in a milk and all of the sort of the way milk would coat the bag and sort of stuff like that. But like you say, if I'm in a rush or somebody makes me a tea and they put the milk in first, say I'm going out the door and I've got to make a flask.
Yeah.
So that's a rush job. That's everything in at once, which is shameful, but it needs to be done. Don't like it, but there we go.
You just need to be more prepared.
Haunts me. Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah. I'll just go without because it's not worth it. I don't think it's that. It's smoother. If anything, I think it's harsher because you misjudge everything.
Yeah.
Because you pour the milk in after to get your desired
The colour.
goldenness.
Yeah,
the colour.
You do it to grade the colour, don't you?
Yeah, if you've poured too much milk in to start, fill it up with water, then you've got to over stew the tea bag to try and get the colour out of it.
Yeah.
But that's not adding colour, that's adding all of that leafy bitterness, aftershock, which it doesn't need to have in the cup. But yeah, there we go. Some people like to do that, some people don't, Or hot milk.
Well, yeah, why putting hot milk in there?
Yeah.
It's not a cup of coffee.
I've seen a couple of stories and they just think, no, you're ruining it.
Yeah.
Nice cold splash of milk, because the cold milk brings the temperature of the liquid down, because the ceramic of your mug's going to keep the heat.
Yeah.
So the milk just helps it distribute a little bit, even out, because we all know what happens when you put cold water with hot water. And then you can drink after a couple of minutes and it's still nice and just on the tip of burning your mouth.
It's that there is a sweet spot to drinking it.
Yeah.
Once you can drink it and it doesn't quite burn, then it's probably perfection.
Yeah. You can sit down with your pack of hobnobs then.
So I think for me that's usually about the 15-minute mark.
15 minutes?
And I think that's about it.
10 minutes.
Then I'm ready to go.
10 minutes for me.
All right,
I don't like to
Mr. Asbestos.
I mean, if I've got a big mug
Yeah.
and I've made a big brew, it needs longer, because I've got a nice big black mug at home. But if I'm using a mug like we have here, then it's not as long as that. But what's your stance on... all right, I'll go with this first. Stirring the tea while the bag's in the mug.
I don't normally do it.
Yeah. So this is what I mean. I've seen... we're all talking about things that we've seen other people do, yeah?
Yeah, you watch me make the tea here.
Yeah.
And I put the tea bag in and I just pour the water on and I leave half an inch off the top or something like that.
Yeah.
A space for the milk. And it's only when... Now, I put the milk in before I remove the tea bag, and some people don't like that, but then I can judge the colour. And then when I go to... Because I'll then...
We'd all do a little squeeze.
A little squeeze to get all the water out, and you can then see what the colour is.
Yeah.
Final colour.
Yeah.
Then I dispose of the tea bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really stir because it's not. We don't have sugar in it, so it doesn't need stirring.
It doesn't need that. Yeah,
it just does it. It just does it naturally, doesn't it? If you've got poor quality tea, it does need a little stir.
Or poor quality water. Because not everybody's got the same water. So fair enough if you have to stir it to get that little white scale up. But,
yeah, I mean, we've got hard water down here.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Yeah.
But then I've got the water filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that when it doesn't interfere with the holes in the bag.
Yeah.
So it just works.
Yeah. We have a filter at my house as well. Yeah.
I think
just to help
it's for the best.
Yeah. 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 That's it. Yeah. Stirring, no, not really so much. Not unless you have sugar. But then my view, because my nan drinks tea with sugar.
Yeah.
2 teaspoons of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, she always says, "Do you have sugar in your tea?" Not for 17 years, grandmother. Have I sugar in tea? Should know this more now. I have to stir that, but then I put the sugar in just before the water goes in, so the water moves the sugar around.
Yes,
you see, I don't pop it in at the end,
no,
because it doesn't
dissolve in the same way. You just get a little
sugar mountain
sludge
at the bottom. Yeah. So I put it in just before the water goes in, so the tea bag and the sugar are all going around the motions. Might give it a little stir then, because then I was going to move on to squeezing. Yeah. And I do like a little squeeze.
Always a little squeeze just before. If for no other reason, if you take that tea bag out without squeezing it, you're dripping tea all the way across the bin.
And you just want it in your cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love a squeeze.
That's the extra flavour. That's where the good flavour is, right in a squeeze.
It's like the little shot of when you do a Jaeger bomb and you just have that little bit on top. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah, all up for a squeeze. Not over squeezing though, because then you're breaking the bag. You're disrupting the leaves too much.
Only if you're in a rush.
Yeah, but you don't need to squeeze that much unless you're.
If you've got time for a proper cup of tea, no squeezing required. Just better brew time. Just
a little press against the side of the cup. Just so when you take it out, you haven't got that excess
you're not
water
dribbling everywhere
in the tea. I'm glad we're talking about this because there's so many videos and they must be made up Somebody must be doing them to get a rise out of me. Me personally, and all the other people in Les Britannia, of making tea wrong. And you just think, it's the most fundamental sort of thing about Britain. Because I remember me and my dad love Asterix comics.
Oh, yeah.
And there was the film where they go to Britain.
Right, yeah.
From Germanic where they are. And they run out of magic potion. So what do? They find a tea leaf.
Okay.
And they basically make tea without milk. And it's just black tea.
Yeah.
But all of these people that Asterix goes to help thinks that it's magic potion.
Oh.
And so they drink tea and they defeat the Romans. Yeah. and that stuck with me because it's just like, do you know what? Even, obviously this is a cartoon from what? I think it's the early 90s or something, this film.
Okay. Oh, the film, yeah.
Film. The comics obviously even earlier.
Yeah.
Like Tintin and Asterix, all of that sort of thing, that era. But yeah, it's funny to think about. Tea leaves would have been around, and even though they were brought in from India originally,
yes,
and all that sort of thing, but it's so strange, isn't it, to think that a proper cup of tea, it'll get you ready to go.
It's all you need, isn't it?
Yeah. You see it all the time. I mean, even Peaky Blinders, they talk about having tea, and they would drink it black, because obviously you didn't have milk in wartime and stuff like that, but they just have a pot brewing over the fire, and then you'd pour it in the cup and you'd have that, because you don't want to drink straight water, because the water in this country, even back then, was disgusting. So you'd have tea or beer or whiskey.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ever just drink a glass of water.
I mean, I don't want to put people off drinking water in this country.
Now it's a lot better, people. Yeah,
you can drink straight from the tap. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Our issue is that we have hard water, and the other issue that we've got is, and it's the same probably in every country where you can drink the water, is it's chemically cleaned. So it's then, it's then not ideal to drink. So normally I filter my water. It's better for the appliances and it's better to drink generally.
Yeah. But all right then, colour. Because I like the colour you have your tea, because you're very much like me.
Yeah.
It's basically an hobnob colour.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I was thinking, how can I describe the colour brown?
Hobnob.
in an audio format. Yeah, I suppose a bit hobnob, isn't it? Like a golden hobnob.
Yeah, because my nan likes rich tea colour, but that's
too
very
weak.
much
That's too weak.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it tastes weak, because obviously I brew it for long enough. It's just that little extra bit of milk that gets it. But she'll drink it how I make it. So if I make it, I'm trying to wean her into the hobnob stage. So for about a year now, she's been having hobnob coloured tea. But before then, it was always a little bit weaker. But yeah, I'm a pure. I don't want it white.
No, don't want it white.
And you can tell somebody who doesn't make a lot of tea,
because it always comes out white.
They always put too much milk in, thinking, this is going to burn his mouth, because I only drink coffee, which is half milk, or I have black coffee, which sits on the side until it's cold, and then I down it.
Yeah.
So when they make you a cup of tea, you can tell it's not very often they make one. But yeah, hobnob coloured tea. My mates are pretty good though. All my mates make a decent cup of tea.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, because I'd feel a bit bad if I accepted a brew off them.
Yeah,
I'm just staring at it, going, don't really want to drink that.
I've got a friend, and Sherry only knows him as Tea Friend.
Tea Friend.
That's what his name is. I was like, do you want to know his name? No, it's just Tea Friend. So there you go.
And that's the boy who drinks tea.
Yes. Shout out to you, Josh.
There you go. That's your name, it's Josh. But yeah, I do love a cup of tea. Please, people, please make your tea the right way. If you want an instructional video, we will post one on the Instagram page for you.
Sean's got big plans to make an instructional video for tea making.
I mean, I understand it though, because in America they don't have kettles, do they? Really?
I mean, they do exist, but I think for the most part, people don't use them, do they?
Yeah. So, like, they will heat their water up in a microwave. If they want a tea, it's normally like a green tea, or they have a kettle on the stove. Look at Big Bang Theory. Now, they drink a lot of green tea.
Right.
Because it's good for you. So they have a kettle which they warm up on the stove. And it's like an old style gas oven kettle. Very good. Whistles, and then you pour it in the mug and they have a green tea. Love that it's actually in America and they're using a kettle.
Yeah,
But then a lot of the amateur videos you see, it is people just heating up water on the hob, or putting it in or putting cold water in there, because somebody from Britain's brought a tea bag round and they've gone, oh yeah, just put some water with that, and then just leave the tea bag in because you won't know. But pop a splash of milk in, and then they drink it, and it's just, oh god, is this water from the fridge? Yeah, it's cold water.
No.
But yeah, I do love a good cup of tea. And I've been quite lucky because I make the tea in my house.
Yeah.
And when my nan makes me a cup of tea, bless her, it's all right. But it's very rare that she'll go, do you want a cup of tea? And then and I crap myself because she never asks me if I want a tea. And then yeah. But Katie makes a good cup of tea.
This is good. This is what you want.
This is good. But we drink. She drinks exclusively really biscuit tea.
Okay.
Malty flavoured tea. It's like a malt. Almost. I can't really describe it. It does taste like biscuit.
Why not just have a biscuit with your tea?
Yeah, I like it. And she'll listen to this, so I've got to be nice. I do like the biscuit tea quite a bit, to be fair. I like it.
I've never had it.
Sacrilege. It's nice. It's nice during the day, but I can't have it, and she'll agree with me, I can't have it every cup of tea, because I drink a lot of tea when I'm off. So I can't have biscuit tea all day long.
No.
Because I need the back to earth, normal tea bag.
Proper tea.
But yeah, she also has one sugar.
Right.
So I think the maltiness and the sugar makes quite nice.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't have sugar in it in any tea or coffee or anything like that. So yeah, quite like that. We did have a crack at this salted caramel biscuit tea bags.
Okay.
Oh, I managed to get through them, but they weren't pretty. Because even though I didn't like them, I was like, I've still paid money for that box of tea bags.
Yeah, you're not going to waste them.
So I'm going to drink them. This is the thing. Flavoured tea. People try and reinvent tea. Toast and jam tea. Yeah, I get it. But I'd still rather just a nice
cup of tea with a slice of toast and jam.
Cup of tea with a yeah. And I'll tell you what else I used to do with the tea. This is going back a little bit now. I used to have Marmite on toast on brown bread.
Right.
And you dunk it in your tea.
Okay.
And I know it sounds disgusting, people, because toast...
Mostly because it's Marmite, but yeah, go on.
It's not the Marmite, it's the toast bits coming off in the tea. But yeah, Marmite on toast dipped in tea. I used to love it for some reason. It's like I was pregnant, I was going through it, honestly.
I can get behind the toast and the tea.
Yeah.
I can see that working, but it's the Marmite. We've just been, no, thank you.
You're not keen on Marmite?
No.
Oh, okay. You either love it or you hate it, to be fair. Do you use it in your cooking, though? Or the Vegemite version?
So very rarely I will put Marmite in something, but it's very rare. I do have some Marmite in my kitchen. That's usually because my eldest likes Marmite.
Yeah.
So if she's here and she goes, can I have some Marmite and toast? I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not touching it, though.
I don't want to touch it. No, thank you. It's not that bad. I don't have a phobia of it. I'd rather not touch it, but it's like spiders.
Yeah.
It's happy. I'm happy that it exists over there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can stay over there.
But I don't need to touch it.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm glad you use it in cooking sometimes, though.
Yeah, it depends what I'm making. I haven't used it for a long time, but it'll probably be something with some mushrooms in there as well.
Yeah. It's obviously, I know you're a veggie, but it's quite good with mince.
Yeah,
put it with mince.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I used it in last. It would have been something with a red base. Yeah, tomato and something.
It just adds that sort of salty, sort of yeasty flavouring that you need.
I mean, I get it. I enjoy Twiglets. How can you like Twiglets and not like Marmite?
Yeah. What's going on with you, man?
I quite like a Twiglet. I don't have them all the time. It used to just be a Christmas thing.
Yeah, Christmas treat.
Yeah.
Twiglet.
But I don't have an issue with Twiglets, but Marmite, for some reason, I'm just like... I tried it again a few months ago, just to see. And I had it on some Crumpets, and I thought,
Did you have lots of butter, though? You need to, if you're having it with Crumpets, you need to get the crumpet out the toaster.
Yeah.
Put enough butter on so it seeps through to the plate.
I mean, that's always the way.
Always the way, but then you only need a real little bit of Marmite.
Yeah, I only put a little bit on there,
Oh, and you still weren't that keen.
and I still wasn't that keen.
I would say the next step is to melt some cheese on top of that crumpet with Marmite on. Put it
Yeah.
under the grill for 2 minutes with a bit of cheddar on.
I mean, that just sounds good, having the melted cheese.
Yeah, because then the Marmite sort of just, it works with the cheese.
Yeah.
And then you've obviously got the thick, nice crumpet. Oh, I love it.
Maybe I'll try.
Yeah, at least people put your cheese on your crumpet under the grill for a minute.
Yeah.
It's special. It does get hot though.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, anything with grilled cheese is always a winner.
oh yeah, of course.
Always.
Crumpets are good for anything. I saw people are having fry-ups now, but instead of toast, they're just having crumpets.
Yeah.
Crumpets, beans, sausage, egg, and
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, because the crumpet doesn't absorb in the same way that the toast does. When you've got your bean juice,
yeah, and you mop it up with the bread. You can't really mop up with a crumpet.
No, it just kind of pushes it. It's too.
It's already aerated.
There's lots of holes in it, but it's also quite dense where it's
not
holes.
bread. Yeah.
So I think it kind of doesn't mop in the way that you'd like it to.
That's true. I'd like to try it though, crumpets with some other stuff on top. But I'm just Marmite cheese.
Yeah,
You know.
maybe I'll try that.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It probably isn't going to be for a while.
I've got some crumpets at home. We'll bring them round next time, and I'll be like, right, put your grill on. We're gonna have some crumpets.
Yeah, let's have some crumpets with our cup of tea before we do podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a really
sounds like
nice
a nice
idea. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Next week then.
Next week, crumpet week.
Lovely.
So, what have you been up to then, apart from this lovely little tea serenade we've had here? Serenade à la Bru, la Bretagne.
Lovely tea. I've got two things to talk about. Two things. I'm going to go in reverse order. So today, I went to cinema. Let's do movie chat with Jamie.
Movie chat with Jamie.
Maybe I need to make a jingle for this.
We need the cinema voice guy though, don't we?
Movie chat with Jamie.
In a world that you've never seen before. It's Movie Chat with Jamie. Coming to you July 2nd.
I'm going to clip that up. It's done. Thank you very much.
Okay. It's Movie Chat with Jamie.
I have the technology. So I went to cinema today.
Yes.
Early for me. I went for 3:00 showing, which is unusually go for a late evening, but here I am.
I quite like an half because then when you walk out the cinema and the sun's still shining,
Yeah,
you're like that.
I was like, what's going on? It's
The
still
sun's
light.
still out. I can go home and have dinner at a normal time.
Yeah, it was weird. But I watched Civil War.
Not Captain America Civil War.
No, I wouldn't watch
Which
that.
did come to my mind. When you just put Civil War in the text, I was like, oh, and then the other one come through. I was like, right.
Oh, right, yeah. Because I said it's also an A24 film.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know what an A24 film is, it's a production company, film company called A24, and they're almost indie-style films.
I was going to say that they're a bit indie, aren't they? But they're not. I wouldn't say they're proper Channel 4-esque indie.
No, they're reasonably well-budgeted films, but they're not like the Paramounts or the Universals.
Yeah.
They're sort of a level below that. But usually it's better storytelling. There's more to it, like, and the stories they've got are perhaps a bit more, I don't know, a bit grittier.
Yeah.
So what else has been on A24?
I did have a list ready for this, but I think I've taken the list away.
Have you really? Did you?
I did have a little look to have a little chat about it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think things like Parasite might have been on the A24 list.
Parasite. Yeah. Obviously, Civil War. Something about summer. Oh, I could just get the list up.
Midsommar.
Midsummer. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Which is really good. Have you watched that one?
No. To be fair, I don't think I've seen any A4A films. Judging from the list I looked at earlier, A24, sorry, not A4A. I haven't seen many of them, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they're, like I say, that you're not going to get massive adverts for them. They're not going to be like, there's not going to be a huge campaign to watch something. But like Parasite, for example, did really well because it did well at the at the awards.
Because the Iron Claw.
Was
Was
that
A24?
Was that A24?
It says here, 2023. The Zone of Interest, Dream Scenario.
No,
and that,
Zone of Interest I want to watch.
yeah,
I've not heard of Dream Scenario.
Nicky Cage. Priscilla, All Dirt Roads Taste of Salt.
Yeah.
You Hurt My Feelings. Pie, Sharper, Close, When You Finish Saving the World, The Whale, Eternal Daughter, After Sun, Stars at Noon,
After
God's
Sun I wanna
Creatures,
watch, yeah.
Iron Claw, Problemista, Love Lies Bleeding, Civil War, and they do TV shows as well.
Yeah.
Maxine, Y2K, Janet Planet, I Saw the TV Glow, all sort of, and they've actually got some quite good actors in there. You look at these pictures, there's all named actors that we all know. It's not all indie under the carpet stuff.
But that's what I mean. So it's like it's somewhere between the proper blockbuster production companies,
Yeah.
and indie stuff. It's somewhere in the middle, and it just you kind of get more out of the film because I feel it's just more. There's almost more of a realism to them.
Yeah.
It's not full of ridiculous CGI and just sequences which are just always unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, all films are unbelievable
Yeah.
because that's what kind of makes them magic, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Civil War, I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but it's essentially there is a civil war in the USA,
Yeah.
and you follow some photojournalists,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
and they go from New York, and they're trying to get to the capital, to Washington DC, and you sort of follow their journey,
Oh, okay.
and it's really good.
It's magic, is it?
It's brutal at times.
I did read that they're quite gritty films and stuff.
Yeah.
So they, yeah. I like the look of it.
Definitely worth a watch. When I went in to get me popcorn, the woman behind the counter, she said, "Oh, watch this yesterday." I said, "Oh yeah, what did you think?" She said, "Yeah, I left and my head felt heavy."
Oh, okay.
So
you don't normally hear that.
Yeah, I thought that's an interesting turn of phrase, but
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, it is quite. Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
If you've got the chance to watch it in a cinema, I would recommend that because it sounds incredible. Like there's helicopters. There's a scene where they're out in the open, and there's just wind. Now I assume this was coming from the cinema because whilst I was in the cinema, it rained really heavy for a bit in the afternoon. I think.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't know that from inside the cinema, except for the fact that when I went back outside the cinema, everything was soaking wet.
Yeah.
And it was bright.
it absolutely hoodie down.
It was bright blue skies, but everything was drenched. Yeah. So I don't know if that was just rain on the ceiling, but I've never heard the rain there before. But it just happened to be at these outside scenes. There was it was like wind was there, but it almost made you feel cold.
It was enveloping.
But it wasn't a cold scene. It
was just windy.
Yeah, you just wanted to wrap up a bit.
Yeah. I
Shield
think
yourself.
that's a good film that could make you feel that though.
Yeah, and I do think the sound design on it was really, really good, and it sort of did make you feel like you were part of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely would recommend.
Oh, good. It does sound pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
I'm definitely. I think I'm probably sticking that. Could be in the top 5 for the year so far.
And it's still early days as well.
And
So that's good.
Yeah, and we're early days, so anything can happen. I still think I preferred Iron Claw,
Yes.
but a very different story.
Yeah.
Also, great.
Brilliant.
It's so good. Did you end
I
up
didn't
watching
actually
it?
get to watch it in the end.
Oh, you need
but it
to.
will be coming out on TV, I'm sure. Then I can catch up. Just like everything else, I'm a couple of bits behind.
So that was my little thing today.
Nice.
The other thing that's happened is it was my eldest birthday on Friday gone.
Oh, happy birthday, just gone.
So she is now 11 years old.
Big leagues.
I know, unbelievable. And this year is the year she's going to go into secondary school. And I made the decision. She's got her own phone now,
Yeah.
and that's a big
That
jump.
is actually quite a big deal, yeah.
What I wanted to do was I wanted to get her a device for listening to music,
Yeah.
because I find music to be really important. I think it's there's something for all moods, and it's also an outlet for if you just need to escape from stuff. You can just go, I just need to listen to something relaxing, or I need to listen to something aggressive, or I need to listen to whatever.
Yeah.
So I was looking online to see if there was any sort of anything you could have. You could have maybe Spotify on, like you download a playlist on Wi-Fi.
Then you can sort of go off with it. Yeah.
And the options were not. I didn't think they looked that good.
Oh, okay. I've never looked at anything like that since smartphones have come out. I
you've got
haven't
it on
even
the smartphone,
thought about it.
But at this point, I thought, well, I don't want to get her a phone yet because she doesn't need one,
Yeah.
and she still doesn't need one. But in half a year's time, she's going to be getting a bus by herself. She's going to be out by herself, traveling, doing her own thing.
Yeah. It's that added bit of safety.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
There might be an occasion when she's like, do you know what? I need to get in touch with my parents.
Yeah.
So I need to call.
Yeah.
And if she hasn't got that option and, sat at home waiting for her to come back and she doesn't come back,
Yeah.
you're then like, well, where is she? What's going on?
There's no public phone boxes anymore. There's
No,
and
that's it. They're gone, aren't they?
and it's not, you don't really want to go knocking on a stranger's door to ask them to use their phone.
No.
As a young child, that is scary.
That's
And it's way out on the water there.
And stranger danger
Yeah, absolutely.
still applies.
Yeah. This is what I mean. You don't want to be knocking on. So even though it might be an emergency, what's more scary? Not getting in touch with mum and dad or knocking on a stranger's door. You have no idea who these people are. And even if you ask a dog walker in the street if you can use their phone, how's she going to remember your number?
Well, she doesn't, does she?
Yeah, because it's not like you've got a house phone. Who has a house phone anymore?
No.
Apart from me nan and granddad.
Oh, yeah. Some people do, but
Most people now don't even have it. So you can't even remember 6 digits now. You need to remember the full phone number.
yeah. And what's that? 13.
Yeah, just
I don't even know what a number is. I've got it saved in my phone.
yeah. I couldn't tell you anybody else's but my own.
So we've made the leap, but it is restricted. She's got a limited amount of time on it each day.
Yep. You got the parent apps and stuff like that to keep an eye on what's going on.
You can see, and she's got to get approval if she wants to install apps and all this sort of stuff. It's
Good.
It's quite in depth, which is good. But one of the problems we came up with, and we've sorted it, worked it out, is when the phone locks down. So she's only got access from 7 till 7
Yeah.
through the day, and then after 7 o'clock,
Just sort of shuts off, does it?
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It locks you out, because then that way she can, relax before bed.
Yeah, put the phone away. I can't get on there regardless. Done.
Yeah, and that's it. But what if she's somewhere and she's locked out of the phone, so she's used a 3 hours of allowance for the day,
Yeah.
but then in the afternoon she goes, I need to call my parents,
Yeah.
but I can't unlock my phone. What do I do? Now, I didn't know this, but if you go to unlock your phone, it says emergency contact or emergency numbers.
Yeah, I always just assumed that was
For 999, yeah, for the emergency services. You can add emergency contacts in there.
Oh, great.
Call.
Great stuff.
So
you and mum obviously are in there, so
Well-
she can use that without actually unlocking her phone.
Exactly.
That's good to know.
Which
That's
is
so technical these days. But
Yeah.
it's so good you can do that, though, because of, like we said, safety. Yes, she needs to have a phone, but also it's not just stranger danger in the real world anymore, is it?
no.
There's so much on phones that you need to be wary of. I've got a mate, Mike, he's up north. I've spoken about him before. He's little in. He's got a phone and it's all got to be monitored.
Yeah.
Because even though he's a young lad and he is quite smart, you never know how easy it is to be manipulated. I'm not saying he has been, but there's always the chance, isn't there? He might play a simple game which has been approved by thousands of parents,
Yeah.
but it will take one misstep and then suddenly you're unsafe.
Well, yeah, that's it.
So fair play to technology these days. I haven't got a kid, but I would be straight up on the same boat as you of, we need to restrict access here.
Yeah.
Keep you can enjoy it, but we also need to keep you as safe as possible.
Yeah. And
Because-
she understands that, which is good.
Yeah.
So sadly, my youngest is very jealous,
I was going to say.
but she's 7.
But when she's a bit older, then her time will come.
Exactly.
and it'll be the same. And you'll just go, your sister had exactly the same.
Yeah, she's had to wait as long.
Yeah.
She just doesn't quite understand that she's also got to wait.
Till she's 11, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, the truth is she'll probably get it earlier than that, because by the time she's 11, she'll already be in secondary school. No. She'll still have most of her primary school last year 6 left to go. So she'll only be in secondary school for a month without a phone. So she might actually end up getting it earlier.
Yeah.
In regards to when she actually needs it, so it probably is going to work in her favour.
Yeah, it's still just a couple of years
if you count months, which kids do.
Yeah, of course they do.
Because that's how it goes. But anyway, other than that, we had a lovely time.
Good.
We went up to Newbury on the Saturday. Went up for a burger. The chips were great.
Nice.
Tater tots were great.
Yeah.
The burger for me was... it was okay.
Yeah. Where did you go?
So I went to Seven Bone, which I really like.
Oh, yeah, Seven Bone's quite good.
Yeah, and I think maybe I just chose the wrong burger, because it was just the bun, the little vegan patty in there. I got proper cheese on.
Yeah.
I had to request that, because for some reason you're either a vegan or you're not.
Yeah.
You either have a vegan completely thing, or you have a full meat one with proper cheese. And I was like, no.
I can still eat cheese.
I really want that cheese.
Yeah.
And then it has this truffle mayo in there as well.
Okay, was that nice? I do quite like truffles.
Don't get me wrong, it was nice, but that was all it was in the bun.
Oh.
So it just looked very flat.
No salady.
That's what I thought.
Gubbins.
Where's the lettuce? I just want a little bit of crispy crunch.
You might, you're still a veggie, so you think they would give you gherkins and lettuce,
just
if not more of it.
Something in there, yeah. The problem is as well, like the burger, which I would probably chosen normally, is the burger I make at home.
Oh, I see. So when you go out, you don't really...
I want to do something different.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same as you. Yeah.
And it was nice enough, but it was just kind of missing. It just needed a little bit more in there.
Yeah.
Just to maybe either bulk it out a bit, or just give it a bit more interest and texture, or...
Yeah. Sometimes you need the crunch of the lettuce.
Yeah.
Or even the little snap of the gherkin in there, the pickle.
Yeah. But we'll talk about how do you top your burgers another time.
Yeah.
Because still want to know, what have you been up to?
Oh, right, yes. Me. Well, I'll work backwards as well.
Go on then.
So, we spoke the other week about my car, and I'm sure I've mentioned somewhere that my tyre pressure sensor lights have been on for a long time.
Yeah, we tried to look at it, didn't we, a long time ago?
Tried to look at it, then they went off. I actually took it to Kia in the end.
Yeah.
On the drive up there in the summer, they went off. Bit strange, and when they looked it over, they didn't even bother to change the batteries in the sensors or anything like that.
Okay.
That was ages ago now, wasn't it? Last month, had an MOT and service. Said to him, right, tyre pressure sensor light's still on. I think my tyres are all good. I check them constantly. People will tell you I'm always checking the pressure and stuff like that. Because I don't drive it every day. So when I do drive it, I normally check the tyres because it's been sat for a couple of days or half a week.
Yeah.
Anyway, they said it was all right. And I was like, oh, okay, well, because they said it might be the sensor battery, not the sensor itself, which is strange.
Okay.
Anyway, drove off, and then some of them went off because they were all on. And then I realised, sort of last week before, I've got a slow puncture on the front. Drivers here. It's fine. I topped it up when I was driving it, and it got me around. And then I thought, because I was off today, even though I was really busy, I should have come earlier. But what I'll do is I'll walk the dog, and then I'll go to raise, and I'll get a tyre put on. Yeah. Because it's not detrimental, but there'll come a day when I need it, and it's just properly flat. Yeah. So I'll go and get it today. Drove up there. This will make you laugh. Drove up there. Yeah. Got a new tyre, didn't I? Perfect. Lovely tyre it is. He put it on in 2 minutes. I stood over him as if I was the man. Yeah. And I owned the place, and I was just thinking, I can actually change a tyre. I just needed the tyre. So I've paid you to fit a tyre I could have fit. But really nice guys. They they had my size and all of that. And it's accessible. Yeah. You just drive up there and they do it, don't they? Love that about that. And I know Ray anyway. Good bloke. Started to drive home, and the sensor light come off for the driver's side.
Oh.
So all 4 were on towards my MOT last month, and then the front left, back left, and bottom right went off. And then the driver's one was still on. Had me do new tyre put on. As I was driving home, it came off. Look at that, Katie says. So the sensor light weren't broke, it was actually the tyre. And I goes, yeah, I'll concede the point because I knew it was a slow puncture or whatever.
Yeah.
But because it flashes all the time and it's always saying my tyres are buggered, I don't know. When I got home,
Yeah.
the passenger front sensor light come on for the tyre.
Oh,
and I know people that tyre hasn't got slow puncture or anything. And I only did the old pressure the other day.
Yeah.
So that tyre is perfect. So now I've got a new tyre that side. The sensor on the other side has decided to bugger up. Why has it even got a sensor? The sensors are crap. What's the point? You might as well just let me do it, because my eye and my knowledge of how to keep tyres in good nick is better than my car's electronics telling me when to do it.
Do you know what I would do? Is
Just take it out.
I'd have a look at the fuse box and see if there's just a little fuse for that sensor.
Probably, and then just
remove it.
Yeah.
And if it turns the light off, great. And if it leaves the light on, well, it doesn't make any difference.
I've been debating it just to take that out, because I was just like, I know that front left is fine.
It's more irritating when something's intermittently working
Yeah,
than if it is always on or always off.
yeah,
Because if it's always if that light is always on saying there's an issue and you've checked it, then you just know it's faulty.
But then when there is an issue, I'm not going to check, am I?
No.
Because the light's always on, so I might miss it in the one time I'm rushing and I don't check properly. Yeah, this is the thing, so I might just have to do that. It was just so hilarious when I got home.
Just typical.
And and it's always that thing. And they say you can change it via the settings. You can reset it. For some reason, my car, it just hates it. It won't let me do it. So then they say, you have to do it manually. So redo all the pressures and go for a long drive. I do that when I go and see my nana and granddad in Basingstoke.
Yeah.
Does it come off? No. Ring Kia. Do they have any idea? No. Because it's only a receptionist.
Yeah.
It's not actually a mechanic answers the phone and goes, what car is it? I know that car very well. This is what you do. It's just, have you tried this from the handbook?
Yeah. Yes, I've done that.
I'll just scratch my eyes out on the other side of the phone. Thank you. Lovely car. But then, did I tell you about the little knock I had?
You said about the bumper.
Yes. Oh, it's just I can't put it back because somehow it's actually bent down. So even though it's like half an inch.
Yeah.
Like if you're stood from here, the other side of the room, you wouldn't really notice it. But I know it's there. But I can't lift that side of the bumper on to then glue it or whatever it needs to actually get it back in place. It's not detrimental to the car, but it's just sod's law that the next day I was going to park it outside my nan's because I've got a proper space now.
Yes.
So it's just like a kick in the teeth.
Would it be better if you had two people to do it?
I don't know if there's a glue strong enough to, because obviously where it's shorn off.
Yeah.
Underneath, it's obviously got like the little V plastic grip where the glue would have sit for the bumper to be connected on.
Okay, yeah.
When it's a bit sunnier, maybe we'll have a look and I can show you. But to actually lift and push, the pressure would just rip it back off again. Where it's actually dipped off. Like I say, it's not detrimental. There's a bodywork guy up my road who might do it for cheap if he knows sort of, he's a good lad or whatever. But yeah, it's just more annoying than anything. Anyway, the car got me to Stourhead, where I went on Saturday.
Yes, I saw the pictures and it looked really nice. You chose the best day.
It was the best day, and that's why we went. And obviously I put a little thing up on the podcast page. Because, what was I going to put a reel up of? I've been here today. Everybody can see. The sun was out. I love it there because it's National Trust.
Yeah.
So obviously I park for free because I'm a member. Oh, he's a member. Park for free, and I get in for free. Granted, for Katie to go in, it was 20 quid.
Yeah.
So I assume it's 20 for adults, 10 for kids. But that's why they sort of go, you should really just be a member. It's like £4 a month.
Yeah.
And you get to park for free as well. So you're a bit, Went round there, and I thought it might be a bit flooded because we've had so much bad weather. And where Staurton is and all of that, it's really waterlogged area. But what they'd actually done is drained the lake a bit.
Oh, okay.
So where I went years ago and the water was where I thought it would be, if not overflowed, it was actually lowered a bit to keep it safe for people. What an amazing idea to keep it open, so you get money and visitors coming in.
Yeah.
As if places around the globe wouldn't just think,
Drain a lake.
it's not even properly drained. It must have only been 6 foot of drainage, and in a lake the size that it was in the photos that you've seen, it's not that much. But it just helps to obviously keep it from overflowing into the grotto where we were, because the photo where you've seen and where we're sat in that sort of dome.
That's right, yeah.
Just not that. So the water normally comes right up to the brick. Mm-hmm. So you can sit there and the water's just there.
Yeah.
So you're sat on the water's edge, but in a grotto, which then goes under the water level. Really nicely done. But just to keep it safe, they obviously, you could see in the photo, they drained it away a little bit. Really nice. It's about a 2-hour walk all the way round. That's if you do the house and stop at all the other little bits. I can't remember the name of them. My dad told me. So they had these like little buildings potted around the lake, which are all different eras. And some are like Greek mythology, which have got statues in. And one of them's an old cottage where apparently 2 spinsters used to live. You know, it's about the size of this room. The whole thing. And all these little nice things and all these little grottos hidden around this massive lake. Really nice day out. I absolutely love it there.
Yeah.
Especially on a nice day. Because even though it was rammed with people, you couldn't hear anything apart from birds.
Really?
Everybody was just being so respectful and quiet, and kiddies were amazed at just how big this lake was, and they were just flabbergasted at how beautiful it all was. Yeah, and you come down from the house. I'm not going to say too much because it'll ruin it if anybody goes. And you're stood at the top of the hill looking down, and from there, it's like when they first walk into Rivendell in Lord of the Rings, and you can see the valley, because you stand at the top and you just go, that's nice. You know, obviously I couldn't say my dog because she's just a ball loving spaniel. She wouldn't give two craps.
No,
she just want to play ball the whole time. But if you had a bit more of a older dog who was quite happy to walk around and have a sniff, perfect.
Yeah.
You know, lovely place, highly recommend, and the weather was perfect. Yeah. Couldn't have asked for a better day. And even the drive there and back was, because it's straight A303 from here, and you just stay on that for basically 55 minutes. Yeah. You know, and even going past Stonehenge where it's normally chaotic.
Oh, it's horrendous.
Because people slow down and put their phones out the window and stuff like that to take a photo. Do you know what? Even that, and it was half term still as well, we weren't waiting that long. So the traffic actually moved okay, you know, and that's basically all I did. Because I worked every other day, and it was one of those weeks where we did podcast, and then I sort of just worked, and it was normal day to day until it was Saturday. So
amazing.
There we go.
I mean, what a good day you'd have had as well.
It was just because we weren't going to go if it was raining.
Well, the weather's been all year
horrific.
It's been wet every day. It feels like
it's destroyed my nan's garden. It's that wet.
Yeah,
the grass won't grow now. It's just too waterlogged.
Yeah, it's just unreal how much rain we've had. And then, what was it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. We've just had pretty much nice days. And I think Saturday was somewhere between 18 and 21 degrees. It was just it's been shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah, and it was shorts and t-shirt. I know I had this little fleecy thing on, but I was like warm.
Yes,
walking round. Yeah, then it was just, and I was thinking, I hope it's nice, because I've been on about taking Katie there for ages, and I was like, if it rains, I'm going to be gutted.
So annoyed, yeah.
But the sun stayed out, and as soon as I'd gone to the tip with the old bed, I was like, right, we're going. See you later, Nan. We'll be back later on. Ta-da, beep, beep. And off we went, yeah. Great little day out. Highly recommend National Trust people if they haven't got a card. Not just for the parking, but just getting in. You know, and it does all help because you can tell some places you can't see it because it's behind the scenes, but you can tell with places like Stourhead that the money is going to keeping it up. The pathways are nice. The lake's obviously looked after. All of the buildings have restoration work, and you can see stuff getting restored. Yeah. So you know the money's going to a good sort of cause almost.
That's what you want, isn't it?
That's what you want to see.
You want it to know it's getting reinvested.
Yeah, you know, and the house itself's lovely as well. So if you like big old mansions where they've got history and stuff, go and have a look. Yeah. The library was massive.
Okay.
And I think in 2014 they counted all the books, and it was like 6,400 and something books.
Wow.
And that was, 10 years ago? And they keep adding books to it because obviously people donate books from different eras to add to the library. Yeah, you just walked in and your mouth was open, just like... And they're not, they're called magazines, but magazines back then, obviously I'm talking quite a long time ago now, like 300 years ago, they used to be proper novels. Like Gentleman's Magazine wouldn't be like Men's Health today. It was a proper 200-page book.
Which is about 2/3 adverts anyway.
Yeah. And they'd had them all lined up, stuff like that. Yeah, lovely day.
Nice.
And that's my week.
Very good. Well, that's a good catch up, I think, with both of you.
Oh, do you know what? I didn't even cook the roast yesterday. I'll end on that. My auntie cooked it. She don't listen to this, so it's all right, but it weren't as good as mine. Sorry, Auntie Laura.
Appreciate your effort, but not as good.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, not to have to cook, because I did get some jobs done. I blitzed the house. It was a spring clean day yesterday. Hoovered from top to bottom, dusting, Febreze and everything, changing the sheets.
Sometimes it's just good when you get a day like that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was on a mish as well. I did the cupboard under the stairs as well. And even though I had the ump, because somebody had thrown my Guinness all over the floor, that's what started the under the stairs cupboard sort out for me. So I was in a bit of a mood. But 10 minutes later, it was spot on.
When you were focused, you were in the zone.
I was in the zone. Anyway, yeah, so that was that. Didn't cook the roast. This is the thing. We have boiled veg.
Yeah.
Right? You boil your veg. So on a Sunday, I like to roast my veg.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't roast the broccoli or cauliflower if we have it, but I do like roasting it because it goes nutty. Whatever, all right? But for some reason, she didn't even roast the carrots.
No?
No, they were boiled. Everything was just boiled within an inch of its life, and I know she tried, and I love my Auntie Laura for that. But I'm like, you roasted the parsnips, but why don't you just chuck the carrots in with them?
See, well, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't mind having a boiled carrot.
Don't get me wrong, yeah.
But
on a Sunday,
it needs to be. It still needs to be firm.
Yeah, you don't want mushy veg.
No.
And then like one roast potato, which is quite nice and crispy. She does make nice roasties, but there's no seasoning. You need a bit of Susie and Percy in there.
Yes.
You need a little bit of herbage. You need a little bit of rosemary on your potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's the same with the pork. I always douse, obviously, you won't eat it, but I always douse the crackling in salt, pepper, herbs, oil and butter. And then when the meat's sort of cooked enough, I cut the fat off and cover the meat with foil, and then the fat cooks to get proper crackling away from the meat, so you're not burning the meat. And I always have it on top, just doing its thing, getting nice and hard so it breaks your teeth when you eat it.
Love it.
Yeah, and she just didn't do that. So I was like, it's really nice that you cooked for me, but could have done better myself.
But
yeah, there we go. And that's it. Oh, what a weight off. And she don't listen to this, so
it's fine.
Everybody's going to message her now. Sean gobbed you off in the podcast, don't you know? And then she'll come round and beat me up. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like an excellent place to wrap up.
Yeah.
Before you get yourself into actual trouble.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
And you, mate.
And we'll do it again in a couple of minutes.
Sounds good.
Look after yourself.
Be good.
And stay out of the sand.